Welcome to Kari's Conscious Living. Are you ready to meditate with Kari? Lay down and get comfortable. Make sure that you're as snug as a bug in a rug. Everything is just right in your room. And you're ready to lay still and quiet and listen to my special story. It was the night before Aramis's 6th birthday. He'd gone to bed. He listened to a meditation with Kari and started to get very, very sleepy. He got so sleepy that eventually he drifted off into sweet, sweet dreams. Aramis's dreams that night were no ordinary dreams. They were magical dreams. The dream started where a car, bright red sports car, was waiting for Aramis outside of his house. He heard a beeping noise outside of his window, went downstairs, got inside of the red sports car, and started to drive it himself. This was a dream, remember? The car drove around the corner, started to drive onto a main road which was completely empty, no cars there at all. And then all of a sudden started to fly. Yes, in Aramis's dream, his red sports car was a flying car. It flew up into the clouds, up above all of the trees and the houses and the people that were sleeping down below. He was flying through the sky on a journey where he had no idea where he was going. But it was very exciting. Very shortly into his dream, he came across a flying pixie. A pixie flying in the sky. The pixie was very, very tiny. It had pointed ears and its outfit was made out of green leaves. It had an acorn, the shell of an empty tiny little acorn nut upside down that he was wearing as a hat. And it was flying right by the car. Aramis put the window down and said, "Hello." And the pixie said, "Hi, my name's Piper. What are you doing up here?" Aramis said, "I'm flying my sports car. What are you doing up here?" "Oh, I'm practicing. I'm practicing my quiet time." "What do you mean by that?" said Aramis. "Well," said Piper, "I tend to be a little bit noisy. And when I get around everyone thinks that I can be a little bit noisy. So I'm practicing my quiet time. I'm practicing my inside voice. But I like to practice my inside voice while I'm flying. I do it best while I'm flying. That way I can really focus." Aramis said, "You can get noisy too? I've been told that I need to practice my inside voice too. What do you do to practice your inside voice?" he said to Piper. Piper said, "I press my belly button." Aramis started to giggle. "That doesn't do anything." "Oh, yes, it does," said Piper. "Watch, I can talk to you, and I can be really loud, and I can be rambunctious, and I can be loud and laughing and giggling, and I can do all of those things. And then as soon as I press my belly button, boop, I go into my quiet voice. It's my quiet time. Aramis said, That really works? Piper said, It works for me. You should try it. I bet you any money it works for you. How old are you? Aramis said, I'm 5, but I'm almost 6. I'm going to be 6 tomorrow. Piper said, Well, that's when it started working for me. 6 was the magical number. Now, all I do when I'm with all of the other pixies, or if I'm inside of the house, or if I'm at school, or anything like that, and I have to use my quiet voice, I just press my belly button. It's like magic. I'll be like, yeah, and then, and what, and oh, and then, and screaming and laughing, and then I press my belly button, bing, and I go, oh, so quiet, it's quiet time. This is my quiet voice. Piper said, the more I practiced my quiet voice, the better I got. And now I'm almost 7 and I'm really good at quiet voice. Quiet time practice really helps. Okay, said Aramis. Cool. Have to go now, said Piper. See you next time you're flying in the sky. Very quickly, Piper just kind of disappeared into sparkling magical rainbow dust. And he was gone, just like that. Aramis was driving through the sky, thinking about how magical his belly button was, and from now on he was going to press on his belly button every time he needed to do quiet voice and have quiet time. Up ahead he saw something very big, very, very, very big. It was that big that he had to stop the car. There was no space to go around it. It was a big, giant. Yes, a giant. Just floating in the sky. Aramis put his window down again and said, Hello? What are you doing out here? The giant said, I'm just floating. I'm floating in the sky. I'm doing one of my favorite things. What you doing out here? Said the giant. I'm dreaming. I'm going to be 6 years old tomorrow and I'm having a really cool dream. You must be in my dream. What's your name? Said Aramis. Oh, my name's Rebel, said the giant. Rebel? That's a cool name, said Aramis. Does that mean you're a rebel? Like you can be a little bit naughty or something? No, said the giant. No. My name's Rebel, but I'm definitely not a rebel. I'm known as one of the sweetest, kindest giants that there are up here in the sky. Aramis said, There's more giants? Oh, we're floating around all over the place, said Rebel. I love to float out here all on my own. I get peace and quiet, and I think about all the nice ways and kind ways that I can treat my friends and all the people I love. I just bounce around and think about kind things to do for people. It's my favorite thing in the world, said Rebel. Well, I'm going to be 6, like I said, and sometimes don't you think it's a little bit difficult when you have to share or when you have to be kind and nice and you really don't feel like it? Said Aramis. Oh, no. I I love sharing. Sharing is caring, said Rebel. Sharing something that belongs to me makes me happy because it makes my heart grow bigger. Every time I share, here, you can use my back scratcher if you want to. And Rebel pulled out a back scratcher that he had in his back pocket. It was ginormous, much bigger than anything Aramis could hold on to. Oh, said Aramis, I think it's a bit too big for me, but thank you. Now, didn't that feel nice, me offering you something to share? Didn't it feel nice? Did it make you feel like I cared about you? Said Rebel. Yes, it did, said Aramis. You're right. It's very nice when people share with you. See, said Rebel. Sharing is one of my particular favourites. Anyway, where are you off to now? I don't know, said Aramis. I'm just flying. It's one of the coolest dreams I've ever had. Well, be on your way. Drive careful. Go fly some more. And watch out for the giants. They're all over the place up here in the sky at night time. I will, said Aramis. Bye. Nice to meet you, Rebel. Aramis was driving, soaring through the night sky, thinking about Piper and his magical belly button, and Rebel and how he liked to share and be kind. All of a sudden, a lizard, a big green lizard, ran across the windscreen. And he ran to where the window was open. Hi, said the lizard. What you doing? What you doing up here? Oh, hi, said Aramis. I'm riding, or I'm flying, my sports car. I'm going to be 6 tomorrow and I'm having a magical dream. What you doing up here? Oh, there's the bestest bugs up here in the sky. Bugs? In the sky? Said Aramis. Yeah. I come up here all the time to read. It's nice and quiet. No one bothers you. You do bump into some giants sometimes. And there's the occasional pixies. Actually, there's quite a lot of pixies. But they're all really nice. And they can be quiet, which is good. Did you know that pixies press their belly buttons and it makes them have a magical inside voice? Yes, said Aramis. I just met one. Piper. Oh, yeah, Piper's so sweet, said the lizard. My name's Lewis, by the way. What's your name? My name's Aramis, said Aramis. So you like to read books? Yes, I love to read books, said Lewis. I like to be smart. Did you know that the more you read, the brainier you get, and the brainier you get, you can read even brainier, smarter books, and the smarter you get, you can read even bigger, smarter books, and the more smarter you get, you learn more, and then you read more, and then before you know it, you can just read any book, like the biggest book in the entire world. I bet you I could read it, because I'm so smart, because I love to read. Wow, said Aramis. That's cool. Do you think if I read more books, then I'll get really smart? I bet you would, said Lewis. Everyone I know that likes to read, that enjoys stories and loves to read, even the smallest books, if you read a little bit every day, I bet you'll be up here in no time, reading books floating in the sky at night when everyone else is asleep with me. We could have so much fun. We could read adventure books. We could read story time books. We could read geographical books and learn all about the earth and the world and all of the animals and things like that. We can learn so much together. Don't you think that would be cool? Said Lewis. It sounds like a lot of fun, said Aramis. Maybe the next time I'm dreaming and I fly up here in my red sports car, I'll definitely hook you up, Lewis, and we'll read books together. Great. I'm on this book right now where it's an adventure story about a little boy. And he goes into the woods and he learns to survive off all of the different leaves and plants and things like that in the woods. It's absolutely fascinating, said Lewis. Ooh, that sounds like an interesting book, said Aramis. Anyway, I best be on my way. I've got some more flying to do. Well, happy birthday for tomorrow, said Lewis. Have a fun dream, the rest of it. Bye. Aramis kept flying through the sky, but he started to feel like his dream was coming to an end. He was flying and flying and flying, and before you know it, he was yawning and stretching and opening his eyes in his bedroom. His dream was over. It was one of the bestest dreams he'd ever had. But he was super excited because today he was 6. He was a big boy. He was going to be extremely smart because he decided he was going to try and read and enjoy reading and love books. He was going to have the best inside voice because Piper taught him to press on his belly button if he needed to, and then he would have a magical inside voice. He was going to be really sweet and kind and share because he'd learnt from Rebel, the giant that he met in his dream. He was excited about being 6. His mum shouted from downstairs, "Aramis, you have a phone call. Come and get the phone." Aramis went downstairs, took hold of the phone and said hello, and he heard a voice on the other side. "Hello? Is that Aramis? This is Heidi." Aramis just went really quiet. And then he said, "Heidi from Heidi and Jerry?" "Yes, it's me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Aramis." Aramis was listening and you could hear Cherry in the background singing, "Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday!" Heidi finished the song, "Happy birthday to you. We heard that you're 6 today. You're 6. That means you're just as old as me," said Heidi. Aramis said, "You're 6 years old too?" Heidi said, "Yes, I'm 6 years old. The best thing about being 6 is everything," said Heidi. "But no, seriously, the best thing about being 6 years old is that you get to be just a little bit more grown up. You can do more things on your own because you're older and you're 6 now and stuff like that." Aramis said, "What did you learn to do when you were 6 years old?" Heidi said, The number one thing that I learned was, even though I like to listen to Corey's meditations with Cherry and Vea, and I like to fall to sleep listening to them because they're really, really good, sometimes I like to listen to them alone, and I could never do that before I was 6. But now, sometimes I like to just press play and lay down on my own and listen to them all on my own. It's quite nice. It's very relaxing and calming. And then I don't get Cherry talking or Vea saying, no, 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 yes, no. I can just listen all on my own. That was one of the biggest things, said Heidi. Oh, said Aramis, maybe I should try that. I had a really good dream last night and I met lots of fun people, and now I'm going to try lots of new things now that I'm 6. Well, good for you, said Heidi. We can't talk too long, we have to go. We're going to the cat park, but we just wanted to call and say happy, happy birthday. And Cherry was in the background. Happy birthday! Happy, happy birthday! Happy birthday, Aramis! Happy, happy birthday! Aramis put down the phone and had the bestest birthday ever that day. 6 years old was one of the really coolest birthdays he'd had. It was a long day, and he did lots of fun things that day. And then eventually, finally, it was bedtime. He decided he was going to try and listen to one of Corey's meditations all by himself. His mum stayed for a little bit, but then she left. Just a few minutes, and he heard all of the story, almost all, because he fell asleep quite quickly. He got very comfortable and relaxed. He closed his eyes, relaxed his body, and before you know it, he'd done it all by himself. He was such a big boy. He was caring and sharing. He had a wonderful quiet voice, an inside voice. And he was excited about reading books and getting very smart, just like Louis the Lizard. That night he dreamed a completely different dream, one that he couldn't really remember in the morning, but he knew that he would definitely have another dream with his flying red sports car and giants and pixies and lizards and maybe new people, who knows. Sounds like there's all sorts of fun stuff happening up there in the sky at night that no one really knows about. I mean, how cool is that? Aramis slept and slept and slept.